This video was made in 1965 and it does seem to carry a news logo. I don't know if that's real or not, but it's got a news logo up there, and what it is this man here is talking about what he... let's get a better picture of him. Well, that's not actually a good picture of him, is it? That's better. He is talking about what he thinks the moon is. It's very, very interesting. So we're going to play this, and then there's another video after that which is quite interesting as well. But I like this explanation. Anyway, it was Mickey again. Anyway, let's watch the video. Thank you to Brett for putting this back out again for us to see, for those that didn't see it the first time round, second time, third time. But anyway, let's watch it.
This is the part of the biblical theory of the flood and the theory of people of other races.
Oh yes, this actual event, the last one, is recorded in all the sacred scriptures of all the old civilizations, from the Hindus to the Bible.
I think it's amazing that these old videos get out with all this information on that you've never seen before or heard before. But obviously people were trying to tell the truth back there in the 1960s. It's very positive because we don't hear anything or see anything, and you know, there are some good little gems if you look. Just unfortunate that YouTube want to be silly billies and can't take a different concept, but I suppose once you realise that YouTube is owned by Google, and what is Google? The globe. There you go. Anyway, let's carry on.
The physical invariance principles of contemporary science are invalid, and I stated this first in a manuscript reviewed in Australia in 1954.
Wow, he documented this in 1954. Wow, he must have been appalled if he saw the moon landings. Absolutely appalled. Well, he was probably not there, as it says something up here. He wasn't there by then, but that's quite amazing, isn't it? That long ago.
At Oxford, at Tasmanian University, and also at the National University. The facts as such are accepted, but the explanations and the new views as yet are not.
YouTube have decided that now this video is copyrighted, and I can't understand when it's 1965. The only thing I can think is this person is going against the norm. And up there it says, sad they got him though. Yes, because he was saying something different. So fortunately, unfortunately, I'm going to have to break in quite a few times so that we can get the video out. Yes. Anyway, let's carry on. There are his videos, which they were uploaded to Facebook in 2019. And there you go. There you go, his video. Well, at least some of it is on the internet, just for a different perspective of what this person thought.
10 or 11 years ago, I stated to various scientists that the moon is not a piece of rock.
Oh, it was so simple. I came across this video. I quite liked his concept that he knew that the moon wasn't a planet, etc, etc. I put the video out, and then about 2 hours later it was restricted. There's no point putting it out. Doesn't matter whether, you know, whatever you think about, because I am monetized. It's not really about that. It's that once it's restricted, no one really sees it at all. At least being monetized and there's no problem with the video, crossed fingers, or finger, you know, maybe I am promoted on some people's channels at least. But I was watching him and I liked it. It's really, really hard to explain this, so I kind of understand why this guy has his concept. What it is that I'm going to kind of contradict myself, because I've got videos like this, and I'm saying, is this what he means? Is this like, that is the sun, but is this the plasma he's talking of? It's attached to that boat now. Obviously, this video isn't in this video. The moon was kind of appearing in front of him like this, in this sort of wobbly kind of way. Is that the plasma this guy's talking about? So we have videos where it looks like what he's saying is true. The sun must be the same then. But on the other hand, I took this photograph a few years ago now. I couldn't believe it, you know, 99.999% of the time it never captures what you want. The moon is just a bright light. But this night I had to do the saturation, which is these pictures here, just changing the colours just a little bit, because I could see it, but I have to show it. So it comes out looking a bit like a chocolate chip cookie, which videos in here are going to show, because the moon has this line which comes down here. This thing rolls on and rolls off, which means the front of the moon must be quite flat for the thing to roll on and roll off, unless, well, let's just say they work together. So then whatever shape that thing rolling off on and off is matches whatever shape the moon is. This video is about, is the moon plasma or not? But then when I took this other footage, yes, it's glaring because I'm looking at the sun. This orb was moving up. It's there. It's in the footage in the video. It's not the best footage, but you can moving up. I made it, I don't know, 2016, 2017, when I really got into monitoring what we lived in. When the clouds are up, you can see a black disc in them, right? So if the sun is all this bright, why is it dark? Maybe that's why they want the dark clouds, because then the sun won't shine anyway. Because in this house, when it's all cloudy, I can see the sun under the clouds. Can't be very far away, not for me in my perspective. But anyway, it's not just this orb, but there's the sun, and then there's this orb. So orbs are going up, and there's another disc just there. Anyway, this video is in, if you watch further on, just showing you clips. I mean, almost looks like a face, doesn't it, there, sideways, but that's supposed to be the moon. But here, you know what I'm saying? Well, I know it's a disc. If that was real footage, it's a disc. So how can that be plasma? See? So I see these videos, and I have friends, and I make my own. But it's a bit crazy, isn't it? Because it seems that it's all of those things, because this shows it as a disc, not plasma. Or is that plasma? I also think that this is a very good concept. See the video. It's tea, pepper, it's all there. In that or that electricity, but not all electricity. It may not be for you, but I love this to explain. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm going to try the best. So I've said that the disc rolls on and off and on and off in this scenario, but if you look there, you can see almost that is a straight line. That is how it's come out. Obviously, if we go on, there you go. This is the straight line. So this, I'm pretty sure, is, maybe it's cracked open and the other thing rolls on and off. I just, yes, but you know, I just wanted the proof because I could see the chocolate chip cookie up there. So this thing rolls off. So if you take it that is maybe open and broken, this thing rolls on and off. That is flat. Crazy or what? But it's, oh, it's not quite broken, but it's flat, I reckon. I don't know. Holes. Or that is an enormous, great hole. That's what we're looking at. If it's not flat across, then that's an enormous great hole. And oh, that's the picture I want. Is it that one? Yeah. Only the very edge, but as it rolls over, it probably meets up to there. It's like that is broken, but not completely broken through. Someone's cracked it. So when the guy goes on about his waves and all that, I don't think this thing is doing the waves, but you see that if you look, that there's an edge, it's broken, say. This is the inside of something that's, what is it? Convex, I suppose. Concave? Concave, yeah, sorry. This is concave in there. It's broken. But also, this looks like it's on top of it, and in there you can see like another universe. A bit bizarre, really. Stars and things. There it is again, look. But here these look like holes. It's just changing direction, but definitely this thing rolls across because I've got it in my chocolate chip cookie. No, I didn't mean to take that picture. I don't know what happens. Maybe it's through magnetism or something. I don't know, but I think the moon's quite bashed up, to be honest. But this thing, there's its track, and it comes to there. Because it is round as well, see? Round. Wow, what is that thing if it's got that? Maybe because that thing is so much over the moon. Not all of it, because we can see a bit of it, but because it is, this is why the camera could pick it up. Maybe when it's further to the right, it's so bright, the camera just picks up the haze of it. So it has to be near it, you know, the end of its, or beginning of its cycle to pick up that thing, the chocolate chip cookie. Whatever it is. Crazy. Anyway, let's carry on with the video.
But it is plasma.
Now this person I have had many hangouts with. I speak to them regularly and I call them my friend, okay? So they amazingly shot this footage and they're also a bit surprised themselves. But anyway, watch the sun hugging and morphing, attaching itself to this boat.
This is Robert Forsch. I wanted to let you know what you're about to look at here. This was moonrise last night, and it took place at 10:42 off the coast of South Carolina. The temperature was in the low 20s, and it was very interesting. So rather than me explain what the details of this, I just want to say the air was calm, and this is magnified quite a bit, about 83% right here. And I'm going to start from the beginning of the moonrise to let you see what this is. And I don't know exactly how to explain what I saw. And so this is actually on my computer because Facebook won't, and YouTube I can't post on right now for whatever reason. So here we go. I do want to explain that this is recorded 100 feet or so off the beach, off the sand, off of sea level in Cherry Grove, South Carolina at 10:42 last night.
It is a moment often relived.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
But not repeated since the 1970s. Now, a new discovery means there's even more urgency to return to the moon.
For the first time, we have detected molecular water on the sunlit surface of the moon using the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, SOFIA.
Sophia is a modified 747 aircraft that can fly high into the atmosphere. It has an infrared telescope on board measuring 9 feet. The scientists used it to pick up the signature colours of the water molecules all over the lunar surface. Their research suggests that about 40,000 square kilometres of the moon can store water. They were watching today's announcement back down on Earth at the National Space Centre in Leicester.
If we want to go and explore the moon and continue to do so, send people back there, for example, like the plans currently are, having that resource already on the moon might mean that it's easier to keep us there for a longer period of time, a little bit more sustainable. We've not got to ship water there and back.
But scientists still don't know how the water is there, especially on the sunny side of the moon. One theory is that it's being delivered by tiny meteorites hitting the surface of the moon. Another is that the sun's solar wind delivers hydrogen to the surface and causes a chemical reaction, or that it's somehow trapped in the soil and sheltered from the sun so it doesn't evaporate.
This isn't actually a lot of water, and if you think about it, these are individual molecules of water that don't interact with each other. So they can't form liquid water and they can't form ice. So the abundances that we measure right now are pretty low, but in the future we hope to continue observations to see if we find locations that concentrate water, like possibly volcanic deposits.
NASA wants to send humans back to the moon to dig. There's a mission planned for 2024, but no matter how small, any amount of water means the potential of a more permanent lunar base to sustain man on the moon. Stacey Foster, News at 10, Leicester.
This isn't the picture I took yesterday, and it wasn't even last November. I think this was the November before. Just want to tell everybody the moon is a chocolate chip cookie. It's not what we think it is. In front of the moon that causes the phases is that thing. Now, all I've done is saturate the colour a little bit on off my camera, because obviously I thought I could see it, and then I just changed the colour a bit, and there was the chocolate chip cookie. I'm sorry, it's a chocolate chip cookie in front of that light, whatever that thing is. There is that thing in front of it. Now that's what my iPhone picked up. It's a chocolate chip cookie. I just... See, there's me here with trying to change the colour so that you can see it better. It's a chocolate chip cookie. I'm sorry, chocolate chip cookie.
Predictions which were already confirmed in 1958.
I didn't hear it at all. There's those harp clouds. And then I filmed this, not this summer, the summer before. Obviously I couldn't look at it with my naked eye because the sun is so bright. But I just shone my phone up at the sun, and I could look at it through the viewfinder. But you'll see a disc coming out here. Crazy, isn't it, with your mobile phone? Clouds do look like they go behind the sun, don't they? And then out comes this disc. There it is. Whoa. I've seen other discs as well in there, up there.
It will give proof that a complete reinvestigation of the laws of nature is necessary.
Maybe he's talking in code. His focus is the moon, but he still thinks we can get to Mars and is it Venus? Well, we can't get to them, like we can't get to the moon. And the moon is a luminary, so if he thinks that's plasma, they've all got to be it, haven't they then? Maybe he just, I don't know, hasn't realised yet? We're 1965, but how much in the dark are the people? But at least this man is talking about the moon not being what they said and not being able to get to it.
That means that the mass of the moon is less, far less than is currently assumed. It's in a different state of energy and it has far less mass.
Look at the moon. Look what happens to the moon. Turns on its side. What the hell is that? Look at the moon. Look what happens to the moon. Turns on its side. What the hell is that? I'm going to play it one more time for those that didn't see that. Comes the moon. Turns on its side and then goes off. so they know it's not a planet. They know it's not a planet. It's a disk. They've just shown you the moon as a disk.
If the moon, for example, had only 1,000th part of its current mass, then the tides would only be 2 inches high under conventional theories instead of sometimes 14 feet.
Hello again, YouTube. Today is September 7th, and I'm going to be showing you a demonstration on possibly how the sea current could work on flat Earth. I'll start by taking off this dome here. And we'll sit over here for now. Alright, starting with the base, I have 3 magnets, and as you see, south is pointed upwards, which works out perfectly for a compass. Now, I've tried 4 magnets around here, but a lot of people think of Earth as a ring magnet, and some people think of it as a magnetic pump. Well, it actually could be both. And what we'll do is set you up here. We'll get started on this. Let me zoom in so you can, hopefully you can see better. It's starting to get a little dark here. Here, turn on some lights. We'll try that. Alright, the first thing I'll do is I'll add some salt water to the center, and being careful not to go over the continents. Now, I've seen something like this from a YouTuber named Everybody's Eye. It had nothing to do with flat Earth, and he doesn't even believe in flat Earth. And seeing that was 2 years ago, at the time I didn't either. But now, it seems the more and more I hear about globe Earth, the more ridiculous it sounds. Alright, now I'm going to hook up my terminals to the negative. Will go to the outer ring, and the positive to the center. Then with my battery charger, I'm going to turn this on a 10 amp setting. That's 12 volts, of course. Oh, and so we can see what's going on here, I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. Alright, I'll let this run a little bit and you can see how the currents work. By turning this, it'll actually, it seems like it times it, so the water will actually move a little bit differently. But anyway, take a look at it, let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.
Gravitational theories are out, and a new concept of the cosmos and of its laws has to be evolved. Expressed all over the world now that the moon seems to be of a quite different nature of what was assumed.
And the Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
Well, that will never happen.
In a minute, I'm going to show you another video that Dub-J315 made a while ago on another channel. Brilliant, brilliant mind this person has. He's just, yeah, he's good. But YouTube, I don't know for whatever reason, deleted that channel, but I did take the moon one off, or a bit of it. Always got to have a message when I'm recording. What it was is a long time, I don't know, about 5-6 years ago, I took this picture, and it's just out of my window. And you know, 9 times out of 10, or even 9 3/4 times out of 10, your camera just shows the moon as a bright light, and you can't really make much out of it. And you know, you're lucky if you've got a really good camera on your phone that captures the moon, and if not, you know, every now and again your phone surprises you and it takes what you... Oh, it's brilliant. So I put, like Dub J did on the little bit of video I'm going to show in a minute, I put some saturation things over this picture to highlight the chocolate chip cookie. Do you see it? This thing here. It's like a chocolate chip cookie in front of the moon. So I already know that there is something there, and felt that it rolled off and on. But you know, but anyway, back to this. Obviously we've got Dub J's video. This is on sun and moon. I don't know, I did it. Well, there you go. November 27th, 2021. Yes, he has taken some pictures of the moon. And what he did was he did the same thing. He put some saturation, different colours, different theme into the camera, whatever it is. And when you look at the moon now, what does it look like? To me, it looks like, who knows for sure, but there's a great big hole there. This is a great big hole, and there's something going on here, which we're going to look at now anyway as the video moves on. It's here, almost like a line. Do you see it going down there? So of course it's quite attracted me towards him because he's seen another bit. So what does this look like? This flat, because there's a line here. He's managed to, you know, like it's like this is all open, if you know what I mean, and it's broken almost. Yeah, so I very much like the fact that he managed to get this. I mean, look up here, what is this? You know, suddenly you're seeing the moon very differently. This bit here, it looks like it's glass and it's been shattered, but not broken. You know, it's still there, but it's shattered. And then when you look inside, it just looks like another galaxy going on. But I mean, my favourite pictures. Look at that. I mean, let's go back here a moment, sorry. There's some kind of hole in here. Look, do you see? Anyway, let's move on. It's quite a big hole, isn't it? And he managed to see this. And I'm also trying to see if I could highlight what he's done better. Because there it is. And it's a video and it's moving. The whole thing moves across the screen. So I put some more filters on. You can see them in the picture down the bottom. But I think that is his. And look at that. I've got to go back to that. Come on. Look at that. I mean, what do you make of that? A hole, and you don't really know what that is. But that definitely looks like a hole, and this looks like... Anyway, let's continue. But there's definitely, see, and it would work then, because that disc, the chocolate chip cookie, has to roll across here. And that would work, because this is flat. And it rolls across, rolls back, rolls across. And this is what's causing the different phases of the moon, like this one. So I think that's quite amazing that, you know, for this, it would have to be flat because this thing rolls across and then rolls back, rolls across. Takes however many days it does to do the whole thing. And now you can see that the moon is flat. So Dub J 315, I really like his work very much, and you know, YouTube deleted him, which is so sad because he was showing such brilliant stuff, and he started again. He doesn't seem to do as much on the moon anymore, but his work on the moon, this video is amazing. And showed me what I needed to see his video, and thank him very much for doing this work.
Not on the moon. On Mars, on Venus, on other planets, yes, but the moon is definitely, as I assert, a plasma.
He doesn't explain why you can't go to the moon, but you could go to Venus, or and Venus, that you can land on them, and he thinks that you can land on them, but you can't land on the moon. But we already know that, but we can't land on Venus or the other one. But I suppose that's where he was at that time, but at least he knows that there's something wrong with the moon.
Once the moon is proven not to be a piece of rock and the gravitational theories are out and discarded.
I don't know if we call it new cosmos, but a newer understanding about where we live, yes. It was already what it was. It's just been hijacked into what it is now. Yeah, just to fool us even more. But he is kind of right in a way as well. And I quite like his concepts about the moon. But, you know, by accident I took that picture. 1 second, let's go back to that picture. It was by accident. You know, when you've got an iPhone, it occasionally does what you want it to do at night, but a lot of the time it doesn't. Anyway, I don't have an iPhone now. This was taken a few years ago. But I couldn't believe what I was looking at, because you can definitely see the disc over this bright light. And then obviously, yes, there we go. Obviously, when I just changed the saturation, which you can see going on here, the thing turns, let's get to another one, yeah, into a chocolate chip cookie now, stuck in front of the moon. So I'm not sure where the plasma bit is, but I mean, maybe that's it there, or maybe that's the sun on the other side, and this is why we don't see the back end. This is the back end of the sun, and there is well, it might even be this bit. I've done videos on that where you can see this thing rolls on and rolls off, but it's hard to believe that, isn't it, when we've never been taught that. But that's what I captured with my iPhone, and I'm just not sure where the plasma bit is, but it's definitely not a rock, so he's right about that.
The axis of the Earth suddenly tilts over, and when this happens, then you get the floods of the Bible which were recorded before.
I do myself not think that the moon does the tides anymore. For instance, the moon won't be there and the tides are happening. But the one thing I put the video out a while ago, it could be all electrical. We can just get in that electric. We can't get in a hurricane electric, but we can get in the water electric. We can get in the air electric. We can stand on the ground electric. There's things that we can do, but there's a few things we can't. But anyway, that's what I think. I don't think the moon does it. I think it's electrical. Once you put an electrical current, he did a model, it all moved like a tide everywhere, doing bits of different things in different areas around this model, but the water was moving through current. And what do we have in the sea anyway? Currents. When you think about it, it's all a bit stupid, isn't it, that we haven't realised.
It is a new conception about the nature of the cosmic world and about the nature, the veracity of consciousness, conscience, of morality.
Well, this bit I think he's correct about, isn't it? It's good to think that him in the 1960s was feeling the same, that it was a consciousness coming together. I mean, we're looking at nearly 60 years ago, if this video is real. Wow. But at least someone else is saying it, even if it was nearly 60 years ago.
A moral law in the universe in which we partake and which is binding on us and which is decisive on our future. Now, in the practical aspects, when it is understood that the geophysical laws are quite different and that this tipping over of the Earth's axis has occurred often, suddenly in the past, and will occur again.
Is this why we have built down below, and there are, in some places they say cities, whether they're villages or whatever it is, but is this why some of them are really big? Is this why we dug down or went into the mountains or went underground? Because of what's happened, what he's talking about. It's a thought, isn't it?
If the new view is elaborated, and I will not live long enough anymore to do that, it will be understood that the speed of light is not a universal constant as it is now the foundation of science, that it's changeable, and that perhaps 50 years before the next change of axis there will be an increase in the speed of light. And if scientists will work out why and how, then there will be sufficient warning. Mankind can prepare itself instead of building atom bomb shelters and hydrogen bombs by the millions.
So, the talk today has been about plasma. When you watch the little videos I made, the blackbird's back out again, so the cats must be around. Oh, I hope it's not. I saw it sitting in the tree. It's obviously got babies. So that's warning. Get away, get away. But it's really annoying for me. Making videos, that is. You know, did I show you plasma? Did it look like other stuff? I don't know, it's a bit confusing, isn't it? Because some of the videos you say, oh look, that's plasma. Others look like constructions. I don't know. One is some of the time we have a mirror image, it's only a hologram. Do we get a hologram moon and all that sometimes? Or the real one? I don't know. What's your thoughts after all this video and all the changing and everything I had to do so I could upload the video?